If you just started using n8n, this video is super critical because I used to make the same mistake all the time. And now I want to help you avoid hours of frustrating, unnecessary debugging. Let me show you. So here we are in n8n, and you'll see in my canvas I have 3 nodes. The first one is just a simple manual trigger. Then I have this node here called customer. And all we're doing is setting a variable called customer name and setting the value of that variable to Sarah Connor. And the third node here is called summary. And all I want to do here is reference the variable from the previous node. So here's one way we could do that. If I click add field, I could come in here and create a new variable. Let's call it customer name. And to set the value from the previous node, all I have to do is click and drag customer name over to the input field. Now, if I click execute step, you'll see we get customer name is Sarah Connor. That's pretty easy. That's pretty common. This is what a lot of people who are new to n8n, this is how they build their workflows. This is what I used to do. Now, let's say for some reason we need to add a new node here in between customer and summary. So I'll click on the plus icon. I'll search for edit fields. Let's name this customer number. And we'll create a new field and we'll call it customer number. We'll make it a number, a type number, and we'll give it the value of 1. And we'll give it a value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if we reconnect this new node to our summary node, if we hit execute workflow, look what happens here. Customer name is null. And you'll see that customer name is red. And that red is no good. We don't want red, right? We want green. So what happened? Well, if you use drag and drop, if you try to reference a variable using drag and drop, it's going to try to reference the previous node in your canvas. And since we introduced a new node, it broke that connection between the customer node and the summary node. So that's not going to work. And when you're building n8n workflows, this happens a lot. You'll build something out, and then you realize, oops, I need to put in another node into my workflow, and it will break all the other nodes downstream. So the solution for this is to use full dot notation syntax. I know that's a mouthful, so let me show you how that works. So instead of using drag and drop as our method for referencing the customer name, we're going to use something a little bit different. So I'll click add field, and we'll call it customer name 2. For the value, we're not going to drag and drop. Right, we're not going to drag and drop. That didn't work. So what we can do is insert brackets like this, double curly brackets. And we want to reference the node by its name. So how do we do that? We use a $, open close parentheses, single quotes. And we're looking for the node called customer. Right? That's the name of the previous node is customer. So how do we access customer name? Well, we need to add a dot. This is dot notation. Dot. We're going to click on item. So we're drilling down into the node. Now we're going to add another dot. This time we're going to choose JSON. And then finally, we're going to choose customer name. And now you'll see if we click execute step, we get customer name 2 is equal to Sarah Connor. So now, because we used full dot notation syntax, our workflow no longer breaks because we're referencing that node by its name. And so I can easily add in another node here. I can add as many nodes as I want. And that customer name 2 is not going to break. Mastering this full dot notation syntax is the best way to build complex, stable, and professional workflows in n8n that don't break when you add new nodes to your canvas.